Hi Pisces, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we're looking at sort of whatever wants to come on out for you, just whatever you need to know right now with general and love. But please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. Every single like and comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel grow. So thank you so much. But this week, we are using the Sacred Spirit reading cards. I have the Telepathy Oracle cards and the Romance Angel Love Oracle cards. And the main Lenormand deck I'm using today, we have the Blackbird Lenormand as well. Okay, I do apologize in advance for any coughing or sniffling. My sinus issues are ongoing, so we'll deal as we deal. Okay, guys, but getting into it for you today, Pisces. Pisces, what's going on for our Pisces? What does Pisces need to know right now? What does Pisces need to know? What's going on for our Pisces? What does Pisces need to know right now? Okay, actually had this same first card come out for one of our signs yesterday. So if you do have a strong air sign placement, you may want to check that as well. I'm just going to quickly pause. There is a very loud vehicle about to leave. Won't be a sec, Pisces. Sorry about the weird pause, Pisces. I just am very aware that that car, when it takes off, is super loud. And my window here, there's my backyard and then a car park right there. So it is relatively close. So I didn't want to, distract you guys too much there. But obviously, the more I'm talking about it, the more distracting we are. But the first card we have for you today, Pisces, we have the beautiful, look at this, the avatar tree, right? Okay, that is the living light energy, which is all about seeing the beauty in life. Stopping and smelling the roses and paying attention to the small things that are, going on around you, going on in the world, part of nature, all that sort of stuff. It does talk to me very heavily of, stopping and smelling the flowers and taking notice of what's going on around you in nature and really appreciating the beauty and the positive energies that are around you. So I do see this card come up quite a lot when when you've been sort of struggling with being stuck in a negative kind of mindset, and you may have been noticing that you've been quick to jump to the negative stuff of late, and this is really asking you to stop and take a look around and look at all the beautiful things in your life, all the positive things in your life, being grateful for what we already have rather than focusing on what we don't have. All right, so it may be something for you in that there, Pisces. The second message we have is the light codes card coming through here, which this is all about travel awaits you. You can sort of see this is like focusing in on the third eye there as well. So for some of you, I do feel as though this is more along the lines of astral travel kind of energy, that third eye opening kind of energy. You may be sort of traveling a little bit more, spiritually. Doesn't necessarily mean that you are astral traveling. I feel as though for a lot of you, this is, traveling through your own spiritual evolving at the moment, and noticing that you have, maybe gained some ground when it comes to the leveling up, the evolving of yourself on a spiritual level. You may be needing to sort of travel back to, yourself as a spiritual base and really sort of work through that energy and work out exactly where that's taking you in the future, and just focusing a little bit on your spiritual side at the moment, and traveling into yourself a little bit more here in a positive spiritual kind of way, not in a it's not so much in a dark shadow work kind of way. It's in a very light way of where we're really appreciating the positive things about ourselves spiritually, about our lives, all those sorts of positive energies, and it can be very, very healing as well. It can be a form like of shadow work itself, but not so much focusing on the negative stuff, which the shadow work we do tend to focus in a lot on the more negative aspects of self. I feel like for you, this is focusing in on the positive aspects of self, and really stopping and giving yourself some credit for how far you've come, and how far you're going to be able to go in the future when it comes to that sort of stuff as well. But we'll delve into that a little bit here. It can also talk about actual, physical travel for some of you as well. But we'll have a look with the lenormand and see if that wants to explain any further what's going on here. Pisces, what's going on for our Pisces? What does Pisces need to know right now? What does Pisces need to know, please? Clarify why we're seeing that first energy, please. So it is feeling a little bit, like the Libra reading I did yesterday. Why does Pisces need to know about this, please? Why does Pisces need to know this, please? Okay, so I feel like, the hidden energy we've got here. We've got the cloud, so you're thinking heavily about relationships and love here. I don't feel like this is actual, romantic love. I feel like this for a lot of you is platonic love from what I'm seeing here as well. And, learning a little bit more about yourself from, assessing and thinking about, the relationships that you have with people, where it's, that unconditional love that you have with friends and family. Because the first cards we're seeing here, we've got them. And that was clarified by the dog. Okay, so once again, we're definitely seeing some sort of platonic relationship here with that dog energy. That is the card of friendship. So this is, somebody that, or maybe, I feel like for a lot of you, it's like just them in general, not so much a specific person within your friend or family group, but, just the way that you look at those relationships, where there's, a lot of unconditional love in those relationships, yes. But, we're looking at issues of loyalty, companionship, compassion, and understanding that we give and receive to those people. So I feel like this is what's sort of coming under the microscope a little bit for you at the moment, Pisces, when it's asking you to, travel within yourself and really focus on the positive energies. It's asking you to sort of focus on, the people around you that are there to support you, that love you, no matter what you're going through, or how hard things are for you at the moment. They love you anyway, even when you maybe act out, or I'm kind of getting that, if you're someone here, Pisces, that, you tend to, when you're going through a hard time, you tend to withdraw into yourself. Those people are still there for you regardless. And you needing to sort of look a little bit more at those relationships, and maybe learn something from those connections, with that hidden energy here, because we do see you coming through next. All right. So it's like looking at the relationships around you and how you process those, and how, like, are you giving as much as you're receiving from those relationships, and what can you learn from these people around you, because the why we have the stars and then the tree. So it's all about, fulfilling your own deepest desires, growing and evolving within yourself, and growing to where you want to be here. The stars does talk about your true, dreams and desires. Once again, it can connect with that astral sort of traveling aspect as well here. But with the tree, it's more about growth and evolving and, wisdom, learning from the people around you, learning from the relationships that are in your life that do offer you unconditional love and loyalty and support when you need it. And there's definitely something for you to learn from those relationships around you. Once again, with that, seeing the beauty in life, it's, maybe just stopping and appreciating the fact that these people do love me, they do care about me, they are there to support me. If I reach out to them, I know that they'll listen, and they will have my back, or whatever that is for your situation here, because we do see it coming through with the lily, which is a lot of emotional intimacy, being able to be vulnerable within those relationships. And I feel like this is maybe you learning that you can open up and be a little bit more vulnerable within those relationships, on an emotional kind of level. Pisces, you're a water sign, so it quite often connected with emotions and spirituality as well, of course. But all the Pisces I know, I have quite a few friends that are Pisces, and a lot of Pisces, it's one thing to talk about, what they're going through, but to actually talk about the emotions of what they're going through, and to actually open up and be vulnerable about, their emotions it's a bit hard sometimes for Pisces. Pisces do tend to take a lot of things, within, and, take all that on board rather than, share with the people around them. I'm going through this particular emotion, and all the Pisces I know, they're if they're angry or they're happy, fine, they'll tell you all about that. Anything else, it does tend to stick a little bit closer to them. But I understand that, Pisces. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be intimate with other people on that emotional level, especially when you're not that sort of a person. If you're someone that does sort of try to keep a lot of those feelings in, it can be a big step to open up to somebody and show them your more vulnerable sides. But I feel as though you're kind of learning from the people around you, like even if you're just observing, how other people do things on an emotional aspect, how other people trust you with their emotions, because Pisces, a lot of people open up to Pisces. You have that thing about you, Pisces, where people will dump their emotions onto you and share their emotions with you. But then you, Pisces, tend to, hold back a little bit more. But it shows us here too, there is a long-term aspect with the lily as well. So I feel as though this is all about you sort of growing and evolving and making changes within yourself that are going to help you in the long term. For some of you, it's long-term relationships as well, like people that have been in your life for quite a long time. Other ones maybe you can learn the most from, because obviously they're friends and family, and there's that unconditional love between you for a reason, and it feels very safe for you to trust those people with your true emotions here, and open up to them and be a little bit more vulnerable to them. It's just part of your growth and inner looking at things at the moment, like looking at the relationships around you and seeing the beauty in those, and maybe being able to express that from yourself a little bit more. Okay, but we'll have a look at love and see what wants to come out for that. Okay, Pisces, what's going on for Pisces with love and romance? What does Pisces need to know about love and romance? Soul. And I kind of want to show you both of these cards together as well here, because the second one is value. So even if you're looking at those as a pair, soul, value, your soul is valuable here, Pisces. So don't be ashamed to share that. I kind of felt the need to tell you that. But the soul card, your soul is preparing to reestablish trust in the process of love. Okay, so this is where you're, starting to trust again and starting to open yourself up to the idea of, I can express love. I can express gratitude for love. Starting off with that platonic love, it may actually help you reestablish trust in the process of romantic love as well. Value. Focus on things of value. So yeah, focusing on the beauty in your life, the positive energy in your life, the things and the people around you that you do value, that you do have that soul connection with, that have been in your life a long time, and that there's that unconditional love there between you and them. So I'm kind of feeling that, it's not wanting to talk so much about romance, but more just general for you here, Pisces. But we'll see what comes out with this deck as well. Pisces, love and romance for Pisces, please. What's happening for our Pisces with love and romance, please? Passion. Okay. It does say allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So, it's opening that up to, be more passionate in the relationships around you, and allow your heart and soul to sing with joy, and to see the positive things around you that are, once again, that unconditional love. Sing its praises at the moment, I feel, Pisces. We do also see codependency though, Pisces. So addictions are affecting your romantic life. So with the codependency card, it's not necessarily talking about actual addictions. I feel like for a lot of you, it's talking about, it's not, I don't really like the word addiction with the codependency card, but it's, like noticing within yourself patterns where, if you are struggling emotionally, that you maybe, feel the need to act a certain way, patterns, and that you kind of rely on other people, and you take on everyone else's emotions on board, but are you dependent on other people to listen to yours? And or do you just sort of surround yourself and try to distract yourself? Are you a little bit codependent on and need that to process things when it comes to all this stuff around you? I feel like it's, once again, it's looking at those patterns within your relationships, and noticing if there is any issues with codependency, where I rely so much on this person or that person, or they rely on me heavily, and I'm putting them in front of myself. I do feel for some of you there is this element of putting other people ahead of, and their emotional needs ahead of your own. So just be aware of that as well, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, anything else you want to add for Pisces with love and romance? Anything else Pisces needs to be aware of with love and romance? Interesting. So I am seeing some elements here. I just want to clarify those two. Just clarify the first card and the third card. Clarify the first card. Oh, actually, no. Clarify the third card for Pisces, please. Clarify the third card for Pisces, please. The hidden energy here, I do see personal revelations in regard to emotions as well, Pisces. Pardon me. It may be a bit of a struggle for you. Okay. But we have the Tower coming through here, and then the Rider. Okay, when I asked for clarification, rather than getting a card, it was given to me, just as is. That as I was shuffling, it sort of straight away told me where it was going with that. So we do see the Tower does talk about, quite often it talks about solitude. Okay, so I feel like this is you, Pisces, maybe in a little bit of hermit mode, or withholding those emotions. And then we see the Rider, where it's kind of like you're slowly stepping back out of your comfort zone, and leaving leaving this tower of solitude and you know, starting to embrace the idea of you know, growing and evolving that vulnerable side of yourself where you're, you know, able to share yourself with others. So you kind of getting on that horse and very tentatively, you know, stepping out into the world and you know, not holding everything you know, within this tower of yourself. It's like can be like a fortress where these emotions are locked away like Rapunzel. And here you are though, letting down your hair and, you know, letting someone in, you know, slow. I feel like very slowly, tentatively, you know, getting out there and trying, you know, new ways of approaching vulnerability in your life on an emotional level. Okay, so I do feel as though it's kind of like slowly thinking about dipping your toes in the water with the emotional side of things. We do have the snake coming out here as well. So, you know, I feel like for a lot of you, this is your fears more than anything, because I do have that clarified by the whip and the child. So, you know, the snake can talk about a few things. You know, there's this fear of being betrayed, a fear of being deceived, you know, when it comes to love and romance. But there's also you, you know, trying to find other ways around things, you know, and really trying to follow, you know, your true passions and desires here. You know, we did see that stars where you are, you know, starting to grow and you know, look towards the things that you actually truly desire here, in love and romance, and definitely that's talking about passion as well, like we saw with that card there, that allow your heart and soul to, you know, embrace the idea of passion and you know, get back out there a little bit and strive towards your desires and your ambition when it comes to, you know, love and romance. But, you know, some more fear here, some inner conflict more than anything, I feel, Pisces. The whip does talk about, you know, just trouble and tension, a bit of conflict. It's kind of like you fighting yourself a little bit, kind of fighting yourself on that snake energy of like, am I so scared of the deception and the betrayal side of the snake? Or do I want to focus on the passion and the ambition and the desires side of the snake energy? The snake can also talk about physical passion as well, like the physical intimacy stuff as well. So some of you may be sort of getting on that horse and dipping your toes into some of that side of things as well. But there does seem to be a lot of inner conflict about that, and definitely with the child there as well, that you're definitely conflicted about, you know, should I start this new journey? I'm trying to, you know, look at everything, you know, with this sense of joy and amazement that, you know, this, you know, the future could grow to be whatever I want it to. I can definitely have new beginnings, you know, with love and romance here. But it's, you know, like a child, it's sometimes a little bit fearful that, because it's all the unknown, everything on the other side of the child card is unknown, like it hasn't grown and evolved yet. So you kind of, there is a little bit of fear coming through with that as well, Pisces. And, you know, I feel like it's your inner child for some of you, a little bit fearful of sort of stepping out of your comfort zone and away from the things that have held you in sort of comfort. All right, but you know, slowly getting back out there and slowly developing trust in the process once again, Pisces. But that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon.